spending more time managing people than driving performance? Have you dismissed offshore hiring as a risky or of low value? You're not alone. What if there was a way to transform your organisation by accessing world-class talent, boost quality and save costs while making a real difference to people's lives? That's exactly what John Anderton did. Welcome to the Critical Few Actions to Improve Your Business podcast. I'm John Downs, and in this episode, I interviewed John Anderton, who's on a mission through his business Clarke Point to redefine how business owners think about remote teams as a smart, strategic way to build leaner, more profitable businesses. Now, we're all busy, so I'm going to give you the critical few insights in about 4 minutes. That way, you can figure out your critical few actions right now, and you can listen to the full episode later. When I work with successful business owners, quite often they're stuck in a hiring pattern that's expensive, reactive, and local. They're so close to the problem they can't see the alternative, let alone trust it. Australian CEOs tell me all the time, we'd love to grow, but we just can't find the talent. The labour pool's tight, expectations are high, and the numbers just don't stack up. So what happens? You overpay for average, or more often, you burn out your best people trying to do too much. John's journey is a powerful reframe. John faced the same pressures in his own business. The model wasn't working. Local hires were hard to find, expensive, and hard to retain. So then he switched to sponsoring in offshore skilled migrants at $12,000 to $20,000 in immigration fees each. And that was an improvement. But once he'd trained them up and localised them, they were still hard to retain. So he shifted his hiring strategy to offshore and remote. The result? He cut $1 million annually from his payroll and lifted quality by hiring world-class professionals in the Philippines. One of his standout stories? A commercial interior designer with global experience who was Manila-based but outperformed the local team. John's approach isn't about going cheap, it's about going smart. And so here are the 3 insights. The first is about value, not just cost. Most CEOs look offshore to save money, and that's understandable, but John made it clear, the real win is value. He's found designers, accountants, support staff offshore who not only cost less, but outperform their local counterparts. So what's the key? Don't hire cheap, hire smart. Look for professionals already working in the Australian market, people who understand our standards, our culture, and the pace at which we operate. The Philippine job market now has a distinct Aussie tier. John pays a bit more to hire people who already work in Australian businesses, and in return, he gets loyalty, cultural fit, and performance from day one. So what do? If you want better outcomes, start with a better offshore inputs. What if you could hire people trained in global firms already familiar with Australian business norms that are not just affordable, but are excellent? The second critical insight is about leadership, not logistics. John sees many Australian firms fall into the trap of using old management habits, checking presence instead of progress. Managing remote teams requires a shift to outcome-based thinking, clear onboarding, and ongoing support. It's not hard, but it needs to be intentional. So what you need to do is forget leaders that manage bums on seats, manage outcomes, not attendance. Leaders who thrive offshore build trust, set clear goals, and onboard properly. And the third critical insight's about opportunity cost. John saved $1 million a year off his payroll, not by slashing, but by rethinking. That freed up capital to invest in better systems, customer experience, and talent. It's a strong reminder that your team structure is one of your biggest levers for growth or constraint. So what can you do? Well, what could you reinvest in if your team cost less but performed better? To get started, review one part of your business, say accounting, marketing, or tech support, and ask yourself, could this be done offshore with the right systems in place to manage it? Are you hiring for convenience or for capability? And then explore talent in the Australian tier of the offshore market. The investment is small, but the payoff can be massive. There was so much more in our chat, but as John said, the world of work has changed, and the smartest businesses are the ones adjusting fastest. If you're interested in doing this, You should really watch the full episode and look at the accompanying notes, because in just 4 minutes, I've only been able to give you the critical few insights. Oh, and think about, what are your critical few actions? Is it to explore global hiring as a serious strategy to grow leaner, faster and smarter? Or will you keep wrestling with the same problems and burn out your team, while others build stronger teams for less? Enjoy.